Antonella and Her Father Frost, illustrated by Vladimir Vitapenko. This story happened in a small town on the seashore in one of Italy's mountain regions. A little girl lived there. Her name was Antonella. She went to school, to first grade, but she still hadn't learned how to write. So she drew a pair of red roller skates on a sheet of paper. New Year was coming, and Antonella wanted to get the skates as a gift from Father Frost. The girl put the drawing on the windowsill and started waiting, but many days passed, and no one came for the little sheet of paper. Antonella felt sad. She needed to ask Gino about everything. He was already 10. He knew it all. Tell me, Gino, does Father Frost really exist? Maybe he's only in fairy tales, and in real life he isn't there at all. Why doesn't he come for my drawing? Father Frost does exist, of course, but there are so many children, so parents have to pay him for the presents. You understand? Antonella burst into bitter tears. My parents are poor, and they won't be able to pay Father Frost. Don't cry, Antonella. Let's write a letter to Father Frost and explain everything to him. Together they came up with a letter, and Gino wrote it down. Dear Grandfather Frost, my little letter has been lying on the windowsill for 2 whole weeks. Maybe you were already at our house, but didn't come in because my parents were still awake, but unfortunately they won't fall asleep for a long time. We have so many worries now. Winter has come early, the wind tore the rope, and we had no fish for the kittens. Dear Grandfather Frost, I really want roller skates, and if possible, please bring my beloved doll Anselka a little dress, and my friend Zhenya, he helped me write this letter. Please bring him some pants. I'm asking you very much, dear Grandfather Frost. Yours, Antonella. At the post office, Antonella stood on tiptoe in front of the window where letters were accepted. Hello, Signore. I would like to send a letter to Grandfather Frost, read Signora Lucia. And where does this Signor Frost live? Don't you know? The girl said in confusion. Don't be upset, Antonella. Better ask Sharika Piner. He knows everything. In the summer, Signor Piner sold ice cream, and in the winter, tea and hot roasted chestnuts. Above his cart floated a big bunch of balloons for children. That's why everyone called him Sharika Piner, Balloon Piner. Seeing the upset girl, he called out to her, Don't hang your head, Antonella. Come have a cup of tea with me instead. Antonella took the little cup and sat down next to Pegnori on the edge of the fountain. Do you know where Santa Claus lives? I want to send him a letter. Signor Pegnori walked over to the bunch of colorful balloons, picked out the nicest red one, and said, This one will definitely find its way to Santa Claus. Antonella brightened up. She wrapped the letter in a little waterproof cloth, tied it tightly with a string, and fastened it to the balloon. Antonella took the little cup and sat down next to Pignori on the edge of the fountain. Do you know where Santa Claus? I want to send him a letter. The little red balloon faced many obstacles on its way. It flew nonstop over mountains and forests, over villages and towns. But winter, with its frost and fog, isn't the best time for a balloon to travel. It grew tired, ran out of strength, and began to drift down toward the ground. This happened in the city of Budapest, the capital of Hungary. The balloon came down right into the schoolyard. Janos was the first to notice it during class. Look, something's flying over. He shouted, "A satellite, a meteor, a piece of the sun." The kids shouted over each other. The balloon kept sinking, lower and lower. "It's just a regular balloon," Janos said. "But look, something's tied to it." The kids burst out, laughing together. But when the teacher kept reading, everyone quieted down and listened closely. "Let's send Antonella a package," Janos suggested. "And a letter, too." After lunch, they pooled their money and bought New Year's presents for Antonella. First of all, a pair of roller skates and little pants for the monkey. They didn't forget her request to send something for Gino. The kids bought all kinds of treats, candies and toys, so Antonella could share them with her friends. That same day, the package and the letter were sent by airmail to a small Italian town. As New Year's Day got closer, Antonella kept running to Pignori the balloon seller and anxiously asking, "Will it make it?" Of course, Signor Pignori would answer every time, just so she wouldn't be upset. Finally, New Year's Day arrived. The kids poured out onto the town square in a big crowd, and suddenly a postal scooter appeared on the square. Signora Lucia stopped by Pignori the balloon seller and called Antonella over. "This is for you, Antonella," Signora Lucia said, pointing at the big package. "And there's a letter for you. Want me to read it?" Antonella nodded to Signora Lucia, and all the children started shouting over each other. "Read it, read it." "Dear Antonella, your letter was delivered to me by the balloon. I hope that inside the package you will find everything you wished to receive. Please tell your parents that I need no payment. Next year, send your letter with your wishes to this address: Hungary, Budapest, School No. 10. To Father Frost, give my greetings and New Year's wishes to your parents. To Gino and to all your friends. Your Father Frost." The children shouted in delight, "Long live Antonella's Santa Claus! Hooray, hooray, hooray!" And Senior Piner sent 3 balloons into the winter sky, a red one, a green one, and a blue one.